Hello YouTube, this is Jason, the okayest dad in the world, and this is my daughter Emilia. Say hi, Emilia.
Hi.
Today we're going to be going for a golf cart ride at Happy Miller Acres Campground. Miller's Happy Acres is located in northeastern Indiana, near the city of Angola. The location is centrally located near 3 amusement parks in this part of the country. Cedar Point, Michigan's Adventure, and Indiana Beach are all roughly 2.5 hours away. Alright, here we are. Club car. You like golf cart rides, baby girl?
Yes.
Alright, let's get going. So we're going to begin at the beginning of the campground here, or the entrance as we like to call it. And there you just saw the office. That is where you must go in and register yourself when you decide to stay at the campground. There are daily, monthly, and seasonal rates available. As we go down this main drive, you might notice some speed limit signs. Those are enforced by the owner. That is the main rule you do not want to break at this campground, is that there's a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit and you do not go faster than that. And if you look off to your left, this is the playground. You have an enclosed basketball court, and I apologize, I did this shooting when it was on a rainy day. And you have the kids' playground as well. A few jungle gyms, a couple tall slides, and a sandbox area. And trust me, as somebody with 2 kids, I can tell you this actually keeps them entertained for hours. We will be speeding up the video. And now we have the bingo hall, where there's usually bingo games or a monthly potluck or some other activities, as I'm told. And as we come down the road here, these spots you're seeing off to our right are going to be the monthly and I believe the daily lots. As you see, most of them are pull through. And it's a pretty busy day here. It's not a very big campground, but they sure do fill it up. And off to the left here, this is actually the tenting camp area. Those come with fire pits. And by the way, all sites come with electricity. I don't think all of the tent sites do, but all the pull-throughs and all the other sites where you put your trailers on, those all have electric and water hookups. So off to the right, you'll continue to see the monthly rate, and then here off to the left, that's where we begin the seasonal area, which is what me and my family have. We have a camper here year-round. But the campground is only open from May to October. But if you're not willing to commit, you can always pay daily or monthly and have one of these spots off to the right. When we get into the seasonal area, you'll see that's when you see everyone have their decks built up and their yard looking really nice. And we're going to be turning into that here in just one moment. Now we're going to get into the really pretty part of the campground, where all the seasonal spots are. Now on both sides of me here, these are all seasonal campsites. So this is where you have everything decorated. We see a Comets flag flying there. Looks like we have an open space sitting right here. They've actually kept this campground pretty full this year. There's only a couple spots I'm seeing open, and of course an open spot doesn't mean that it's available. It just means that the people don't have a camper sitting there at the moment. We do have one pop-up here. That is also on a seasonal spot. I've never seen anybody go seasonal camping with a pop-up camper before, but the couple there have a couple kids with them too, older kids in their teenage years, and they make it work out pretty well. They look like they have a great time. And here's a spot that's open. I have never seen that spot open before. Never seen that. There's always been a trailer there. I wonder if that space is available. I'm going to have to ask Joe, the owner. He's a great guy, by the way. If that space is available or not, because I think that's maybe the best space in the entire lot. And as you see here, on the spacing and the properties between the trailers is much wider than you'll find at any other campground in this area. I mean, there's KOA in the area, but they're not nearly as nice. There's a government-run county campground near a lake that doesn't have nearly as large a spots. Like, you basically, in most campgrounds, you get a spot for your trailer, a spot for a fire pit, and a picnic table, and that is all the room you have. And that's not the case at this campground. You get a lot of space for each of these lots. And off to the right here, you'll see a pond. This is the second pond we've looked at, and this is all have seasonal spots all around it. You can go fishing in there all you want. There are fish in the pond. I don't know what kind of fish they are. I'm not a fisherman personally. But as you can see, golf carts are permitted, and it is a lot of fun. This is actually my favorite thing to do at this campground because it's a very, very low-key campground. It's a very quiet campground. You're near a highway, but you don't really notice the highway noise a whole lot. But it's just a very relaxing place to enjoy your weekend and just drive around the golf cart, have a beer around the campfire. And that's what we do up here. Beautiful Charger we just went by right there. I love that car. I'm jealous of that car. As we take our left now, we're still in seasonal camping areas. In front of us is going to be the pool. We're going to swing by there. But these are all seasonal plots as well. I think that one person there off to the right actually has 2 campers on one spot. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, but I think they found a way to put 2 campers on one lot. I think there's only one hookup there. And there's the pool. Opened from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Just a small little pool. Nothing fancy, but kids love it. We're going to take a right now. More seasonal areas. There's a lot of kids that like to play around this area. So if you notice on where we drove, there's like a road we're circling around right now. We're going to go back to that grassy area we just drove through. And in that whole area in the center there's a lot of little kids who love to play in that area. But we also have signs sitting out here saying, hey, don't drive too fast. Don't drive too fast, because there are kids playing about. Which, by the way, I think most of those signs are actually directed at me, because I love to gun it through this campground, and you are not supposed to do that. Do not do that. I don't mean to do it. I just have a heavy foot. Next thing you know, I'm like, holy cow, I'm not, because you're supposed to be going 5 miles an hour all over the campground, and next thing you know, I'm up to 15, 20, and don't even realize it just because that's how I drive. Okay, coming back through that grassy area now. And I believe we're going to go ahead and make our way to the woods area, which this is the point of the video. I wanted to show you how it is golf karting around this particular campground. And here we go up into the woods. And you may not be able to tell by the video, but this is pretty steep. And I believe I do make it the first try. Now it can be steep enough sometimes to where if you don't have a gas-powered golf cart, it's kind of hard sometimes to get up them. It looks like I made it in one go here, especially if it's wet. And it looks like they did mow back here recently. It's beautiful back here. I mean, really, as I'm watching this and narrating it, the camera does not do it justice how beautiful it is back here. And the nice smell of the forest. It's so relaxing. My wife and I just come back here and park for a little bit. It's a lot of fun.
Just don't leave me like this.
No jokes?
No.
Alright, go run around. Up, it's raining. Come on back in. Come on back in. So yes, it did begin raining. But not too bad. We're back here in a forest, so we're protected for a little bit. Speeding the clip up a little bit, we're going to head off to the tunnel now. There is a little tunnel. It's really neat. My daughter loves going into it, playing with it, getting inside with the golf cart and then beeping the horn. You'll be surprised when you see that we can actually fit a golf cart in it. And there it is. It's going to go ahead and pull in here. You might not think I can make it, but yes I can. I can make it. Watch this. And that's about all you do with it. But it's a nice little stop for the kids. My daughter always enjoys it. She always wants to go back to it. Speeding up a little bit again, we're going to go back deeper into the forest now. A little bit too tight of a turn. So I got stuck. So I'm stuck. Okay, so I guess we might be stuck. Okay. Stuck and then managed to get unstuck. Believe it or not, that was the first time I have ever been stuck. Normally I don't have that many issues. Okay, so coming out of the forest now. Now we're up on top of that hill that you saw earlier. And up here there are some more campsites. And you know what? I don't know if these are daily, monthly, what these are. I know sometimes they have special events up here. If groups of people decide to come, they'll put them up here on top of this hill sometimes. But I'm not sure exactly how this is priced. So continuing now, we're going to come up on the tallest hill located at the campground. I'm going to give you a little panoramic shot. You can see the entire campground from the top of that hill. I actually like going to the top of the hill and doing some studying and doing some reading and just letting the kids get out and run around a little bit. It's a good safe spot. You have, you know, full 360-degree view of what's going on around you. So just letting your kids get up when they're, 2, 4 years old and letting them run around is a really good spot for it. Alright, stepping out from a panoramic shot now. There you have the campers at the top of the hill. Those are the seasonal slots. And there's your monthly/daily slots again. And there's your tents. And there's the rest of the field. This all is the campground, by the way. All this field up here at the top, that is the campground, and you can't drive your cart around it. There are designated paths you need to drive through. It's kind of hard to tell because the grass is so much lower than it normally is, but we are going down a path right now. And then we had a little bit of an emergency. And she dropped something again.
You gotta stop! Dad, stop!
So I may or may not have a few times drove off as a joke whenever she likes to jump off and go grab something. So that's why she's screaming, "Don't play a joke, don't play a joke, Dad." It's just one of the things that we like to do. Alright, now coming up on personally my favorite part, of course, is the, what I like to call the roller coaster. It's just a big dip. Hang on. As throughout the rest of the trail, you're supposed to maintain 5 miles an hour, but that's kind of hard on that particular stretch. I've gone down it significantly quicker than that before, I'll just say that. The building you just saw on your right, that was the back of the office building that you saw at the beginning of the video. And off to our left, we're going to once again come up on the primitive sites or the tent sites. Looks like someone put a pop-up out there, so it looks like you can put a pop-up in that, in the primitive site areas. And then on the right here, we have some horseshoes if you're into that. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. So there are horseshoe tournaments out here sometime, but again, I don't think they've done that for maybe a year or so since COVID struck. And then, of course, the basketball court as well, the second basketball court, but this one is no longer enclosed. And this is where I will go ahead and wrap up this video of golf carting at Happy Miller Acres Campground in Angola, Indiana. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.